It's so cold in this room, but I'm not going to turn the fan off. What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you coming on through. Let us go ahead and finish out UK's album Danger Money with the last track, the much anticipated, highly awaited Carrying No Cross. This has been a half enjoyable album to listen to. No, I've liked some of the songs. I haven't cared for others. You guys have been with me every step of the way. But now we are going into this epic track here, 12 minutes long. I'm excited. I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I've kept my hype levels at a respectable midpoint. You know, I don't want to get overhyped and be disappointed. And I want to be underhyped. Well, underhyped is better than overhyped. But yeah, let's just go ahead and hop on into it. Thank you all for the suggestions, for continuing to recommend music to me. I obviously cannot get to everything or even close to everything, but I try to at least, get around to some. So let's go ahead and listen to Carrying No Cross, UK.
Been wrong so many times before. I was always laying down the law, and all attractions were a bore. They led me back to you. Right to me, they conjured wartime Germany, and God knows we need that. Temptation boundaries will never know. The time when low. Circumstances always show the place was yours or mine. place to go. But one thing I'd ignore, and so the light came shining
That's cool. I like this. That's a mean beat. Just mental. Just chaotic. Double bass rolls in there. Bozio's going off.
I saw a light, I scored a goal, and what prize peace of mind.
Let's talk. Let's talk about Carrying No Cross. Let's have ourselves a little bit of a discussion, why don't we? Huh? Because I want this to be to and fro, back and forth, from me to you and you to me. I want us to have a talk. I want us to have a sit down, stand up. I don't care if you're laying down. All right, so easily, the best song on the album. That's without a doubt. I have no question of that in my mind. Yes, definitely living up to the hype. This song has everything. This track, to me, is what I feel UK sound. This is what I was expecting after listening to their self-titled debut. You know, when you hear like their next album, you're expecting an evolution, a growth of sorts. And this was the type of track that I'm thinking of and I'm feeling and what I'm expecting out of UK. I don't even know where to start. I love Jobson. I love the sounds that he comes up with. I love his synth, of course, the violin, and the way that it all just creates this really interesting texture throughout the whole track is just really unique to UK and Jobson himself. And I think that it really, really shines in this particular track. Bozio's drumming is off the wall. Living off the wall. Sorry. And then Wettin sounds really good here as well. I especially like the moody opener when everything's a little simpler. Wettin's just singing like very solemnly over the melodies, and then it drags, but not in a bad way, like in a good way. Like it's kind of a dirge in the way that he's singing. But that musical explosion at the midpoint, that is, to me, the best part of this track. That is actually reaching the peak of the mountain and just looking out. That is crazy. Let's kind of talk about this track a little bit, kind of go through it. Let me go back to the beginning. Skip a little bit. This intro, like I said, is just a very moody way of setting place. Setting. And I like how this sounds a lot, especially when it grows from there. This is very powerful, very emotional. This has deep resonance, both literally, but also emotionally, taking place in the story. Which I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I think we're talking about a soldier, war, stuff like that. Right? That's cool. Now, later on, I don't know exactly what second, it might be here, I don't remember. There's a point when all of this mood suddenly changes and we move into what I say are those prog tendencies to throw out these random sections, and it's just which is a big way of generalizing and stereotyping. However, I usually don't like that because it completely comes out of nowhere. It throws off the groove of what was happening before. And here, it's the same. It does come out of nowhere. It feels random, at least on a first listen. And I'm just like, you had such a really cool emotional power going on with the music. And then it changes. Like I said, I don't know if this is the exact moment when it happens. But it happens somewhere around this time. Is it here? Let me see. I kind of skipped. Yeah, here it is. Here's the difference. It's like how I always say, you can like the way one band does something, and then another band does the exact same thing, and you're like, oh, I love it. It's just, hey, that's how music works. I really enjoyed how they did it here. Because even though it is out of nowhere, even though it is a left field punch, it sounds cool. And listen, it's music. When it comes down to it, you just want to enjoy how it sounds. And this part, even though it came out of nowhere and it was random, I think it sounds really cool. So because it sounds so cool, I really don't care how it came in. Now, could I like nitpick and say it could have flowed a little better? I guess, but I don't really care. It just sounds really cool. But this, from here into the next, I don't know, 2 minutes or however long it builds up, this is the best part of the track. That Jobson is just ripping it up there Wetton getting down on the bass, and then eventually Bozio takes that drum level and just like, just kicks it up. That is an amazing. This is the best part of the album to me. This is the best part of the album, and then it just becomes alarming and distressing. Doesn't that kind of like make you feel something? Like as the tones get up higher into those ranges, like don't they like just hit you in a different way? And then after this, you get Jobson going back to the piano and doing these little piano rolls that are so tasty. You could roll them up, cut them up, slice them, put them on a plate, and you could give them to me, and I'd be really happy eating that after dinner that we just had. Yeah. Then he speeds it up a little bit, and we get back into some. But once again, it just sounds so cool. I'm in it. And then eventually Wetton comes back in to finish off the tail. That's a really good track. So easily the best on the album. I'm really impressed with that. Let's talk about these lyrics, though. Stop. Been wrong so many times before. I was always laying down the law. And all attractions were a bore. They led me back to you. Uniforms were an allergy. They never felt quite right to me. They conjured wartime Germany, and God knows we need that. Temptation boundaries will never know. The time when my morale was low, the circumstances always show the place was yours or mine. Carrying no cross before me, no prize to idolize, no story to tell of adolescent glory, just void. Empty places, nothing to show, no point of reference, no place to go. But one thing I'd ignored, and so the light came shining through. Well, he talks about laying down the law, wearing a uniform that he doesn't want to wear. So is he in the military of some sort? And he doesn't want to be in the military? Perhaps he was drafted? He's carrying no cross, so he's not carrying a burden like Jesus carried the cross, which was, his mode of execution, if you will, method of execution. Also, like I said, a burden, a toll to carry around, but he's not carrying a cross. Been wrong so many times before. I was laying down the law. One thing you can't ignore, bad boys can come clean. Emotions I could not control illuminate my heart and soul. I saw a light, I scored my goal, and what price? Peace of mind. So he lost his peace of mind. That was the price he paid in order to score a goal. What does this mean to score a goal? What is that goal that he's scoring? But then he also says, bad boys can come clean. Is he carrying some sort of guilt with him? And did he somehow find a way to get rid of that guilt and find peace of mind? Or did he lose what mind? I don't know. I like the song, though. I'd like to know what you guys thought as well. Let me know in the comments down below. If you don't mind, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. You can as well support and contribute over on Patreon. You don't have to. It helps a lot, but you don't have to. Let me know what you thought of this track, though. I want to hear your thoughts. Was your favorite part of the album end of the track mine? That whole middle section? Because that's what I want when I'm listening to UK. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here in the first place. And in the last place, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Come back tomorrow if you wish. And I so please, and I do please, to see you tomorrow. And that's it, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your one, and I will see you all later. Bye.